Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're looking at Manifest Money Now. It's presented as a guide trying to connect these, well, sometimes seemingly separate things, our inner spiritual ideas and, the practical steps for financial abundance.
Right. The core concept seems to be that you can actually transform your relationship with money,
hmm
not just externally, but internally through energy work and mindset shifts.
Exactly. It's talking about shifting your vibration, as they call it, to align with wealth. And a big part of that is overcoming limiting beliefs and then taking, what is it, inspired action.
Yeah, inspired action. And the central metaphor they use is pretty interesting. Money is this neutral energy, like electricity.
Okay.
It's not good or bad itself. It just responds to the signal you're putting out there, your vibration, your mindset, that kind of thing.
So let's unpack that vibration idea a bit more. The guide argues that how you consistently feel about money, gratitude, feeling worthy of having that feeling is actually more influential than, say, your current bank balance. It's like your internal feelings set the stage for what shows up financially.
That's a good way to put it. It's an internal recalibration, moving away from what they call scarcity consciousness.
Right, the fear, the lack.
Yeah, all that anxiety.
Hmm.
And instead, actively cultivating an abundance consciousness. So gratitude, feeling expansive, open.
And that shift itself, that's what realigns your energy to attract wealth.
That's the idea. It's not just about wanting it. The universe, or this energy field, responds to the energy you consistently emit, not just fleeting desires.
Okay, so it's more than just like positive thinking slogans.
Oh, definitely. It's about becoming an energetic match for the financial reality you actually want.
So how do we start? How do you even know what your current signal is? The guide kicks off with uncovering limiting beliefs. That sounds foundational.
It absolutely is. You can't really change something if you're not aware of it, right?
Yeah.
So the first step is playing detective with your own mind, finding those often unconscious ideas about money we picked up along the way.
Without even realizing it sometimes.
Exactly.
And it gives some specific journaling prompts for that, doesn't it? Like thinking about the messages you got about money growing up. That could reveal a lot.
For sure. And asking things like, what's your earliest money memory? Or when do you feel guilty about having or spending money? These questions help you get to the emotional core of your beliefs.
There was also that one about identifying a financial amount that feels like too much. That's intriguing. Like we put our own ceiling on things.
Exactly. Do we subconsciously cap what we allow ourselves to receive? Once you start seeing these beliefs, the guide moves into how we might, well, unconsciously block abundance, self-sabotage.
Ah, yes. Those patterns that stop us from actually receiving.
Right. And again, there are questions to ask yourself, like, do you deep down feel truly worthy of wealth? That's a big one.
Huge. And it connects to other things too, right? Like, do you brush off compliments or help?
Yeah. The guide suggests those can be signs of an internal block to receiving generally, not just money.
Even procrastinating on financial opportunities. That's flagged as a potential block too. It makes sense. If you don't believe you deserve it, maybe you avoid the steps.
Precisely. These patterns are seen as symptoms of like energetic blocks hindering that natural flow. So, okay, we identify the beliefs, we see the blocks. What then?
Then comes the part about consciously rewriting your money story. I like that phrase. Taking charge of the narrative.
Yeah, it's proactive. You deliberately create a new story, one that actually supports abundance. The guide suggests writing it out in the present tense, detailing this ideal, healthy relationship with wealth as if it's happening now.
And reading it often, right?
Yeah.
So it really sinks in and starts to reprogram the subconscious.
Absolutely. Repetition is key for the subconscious.
Right.
The guide makes the point that our subconscious doesn't really differentiate that well between vivid imagination and, what we call reality.
Huh. So by feeding it these new beliefs consistently, feeling good about money, feeling worthy, we can actually rewire neural pathways to support abundance. Wow.
It's a powerful idea. And it comes back to identity, who you believe you are, sets the parameters for what you allow yourself to receive. If wealthy isn't part of your self-concept, it's going to be tough.
Which brings us to affirmations, those positive statements. But the guide stresses putting emotion into them, right? It's not just chanting words.
Not at all. The feeling behind the words is what gives them power. It helps bypass that critical conscious mind. And they suggest picking affirmations that feel a bit stretchy but still believable and saying them out loud looking in a mirror. That adds impact.
To make this clearer, the guide has that table comparing the scarcity mindset and the abundance mindset. That really breaks it down.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Like scarcity says money is scarce, hard to earn. Abundance says money flows to me easily and frequently. Big difference.
Or the scarcity idea that rich people are greedy. That's a common one.
Versus the abundance view, wealth allows me to make a greater positive impact. It reframes the whole purpose of wealth.
And shifting from I never have enough to I am grateful for what I have and open to receiving more, that feels fundamental. Gratitude first.
Exactly. Or changing money causes stress to money is a positive resource supporting my well-being. It's about changing the core association.
The last one contrasts I have to work extremely hard for money with I attract wealth through aligned action and inspired ideas. That hints at a different way of doing things.
It really does. Which leads nicely into the next section, the manifestation formula for money. It's broken down into 4 steps.
Okay, what's step 1?
Clear desire. Not just vague wishes. Get really specific about what you want financially, and crucially, connect with the why, the deep emotional reasons behind it.
That emotional fuel seems vital.
Absolutely. Step 2 is unwavering belief. Cultivating that absolute certainty, that inner knowing that it's already yours energetically, just waiting to manifest physically. Doubt is the enemy here.
Makes sense. Then step 3?
Aligned action. And this is key. It's not just any action. It's inspired steps that feel exciting, expansive, not forced or driven by fear, following those intuitive nudges.
So less grind, more flow.
That's the idea. And finally, step 4 is radical surrender. Letting go of how and when it has to happen, trusting the universe's process and timing.
And then there's this extra layer they call embodiment. What's that about?
Ah, yes. Embodiment is presented as the accelerator. It's about feeling, thinking, and acting as if you were already that wealthy future self right now, bridging the gap energetically.
So you don't wait for the money to feel wealthy, you cultivate the feeling first.
Precisely. That feeling, that state of being, creates the magnetic pull, according to the guide.
Okay, that feels like a practice in itself, which leads to the daily rituals they suggest.
Right. These are about consistently tuning that abundance frequency. First up is morning abundance priming. Just 5–10 minutes visualizing your desired reality, feeling the good emotions, expressing gratitude for money coming your way.
Setting the tone for the day.
Exactly. Then there's scripting, taking that rewritten money story and journaling a day in your life as if it's already real. Sensory details, gratitude, the whole picture.
Making it vivid.
And mirror work. Looking yourself in the eye, saying those wealth affirmations aloud, addressing yourself directly, like your name, you are a money magnet. It can feel odd at first, but powerful.
I can see that. And the last one is evening wealth review.
Yeah, before sleep, just reflect on any signs of abundance from the day. Big or small, a discount, an opportunity, a great idea. It trains your brain, specifically the reticular activating system, to notice more abundance.
Actively looking for the good stuff.
Exactly. Now, a really important distinction the guide makes is between this aligned action we mentioned and, well, traditional hustle culture.
Yes. This is interesting. We hear hustle constantly. How is aligned action different?
The hustle often comes from fear, right?
Yeah.
Scarcity, thinking you have to grind constantly or you won't make it.
Right, that pressure.
Aligned action, though, supposedly stems from inspiration, excitement, an inner pull, not an obligation. It feels lighter, more purposeful.
Like following intuitive hints rather than forcing things.
Exactly. The guide talks about working smarter, not harder, by tuning into that inner guidance and trusting it. When you're aligned, the right people, the right circumstances, they sort of show up more easily. It feels less effortful.
Less like swimming upstream.
Perfect analogy. And there's an affirmation for it. I trust the process of manifestation and take inspired, aligned action toward my dreams. Everything I need is coming to me effortlessly.
That feels way better than grind till you drop.
Doesn't it? And the process is simple. Get an inspired idea, check if it feels expansive and exciting, act on it quickly before doubt sets in, and then detach from the specific outcome.
Okay, so clear desire, unwavering belief, aligned action, surrender. What's the final piece? The guide calls it embody wealth and receive. This sounds like where the rubber meets the road.
It really is. And potentially the trickiest part for many, because of those unconscious blocks to receiving we talked about. Feeling unworthy, maybe?
Yeah, or just uncomfortable with having more.
Right. So the guide suggests practicing expanding your capacity to receive, like actively celebrating every win, no matter how small. Acknowledge it. Feel good about it.
Instead of dismissing it or immediately wanting more.
Exactly. And asking yourself, what would the wealthy version of me do right now? Then embodying that in your posture, your choices, how you manage what you have now, how you invest in yourself.
So it's about acting from that place of abundance even before it fully manifests externally.
Precisely. Feeling safe with money, trusting yourself to handle it well. The idea is that energy of trust and capability invites more in. And there are specific affirmations for this part too.
Yeah, focusing on worthiness, trust, celebrating wins.
Like, I am worthy of abundance, and I open myself to receive it with grace and gratitude.
Mhm.
Or, I trust myself to manage my wealth wisely and responsibly. It's about building that internal comfort and confidence.
And tackling potential guilt with affirmations like, the more I receive, the more I am able to give and create opportunities for others.
Exactly. Addressing that fear that your game is someone else's loss.
Mhm.
The guide really emphasizes that your abundance doesn't deplete some limited cosmic supply. If anything, it can create positive ripples.
So fully allowing yourself to receive makes you like a better channel for abundance overall.
That's the perspective. You become a conduit, benefiting yourself and potentially others too.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive into Manifest Money now, the core message really seems to be that shifting your internal world, your energy, your mindset, your beliefs about money is absolutely fundamental.
It really is. It reframes wealth attraction from just external effort to primarily an internal game. Your outer world reflects your inner landscape. Change the inside, and the outside starts to shift too.
It's been fascinating to explore this. For you listening, I wonder what part of this really landed for you. Was it uncovering those limiting beliefs, maybe? Or that idea of aligned action versus hustle?
Yeah, lots to chew on. And maybe a final thought. How might starting today, consciously embodying that wealthy future self in small ways, how might that subtly change the opportunities that start showing up in your life? Something to ponder.